Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Miguel reviews. Today we have a another favorite Thomas and Friends character, which it's my second favorite character. Let me give you some hints of who he is. He's from the He's number 2 Northwestern Railway steam locomotive. He's a Furnace Railway K2. And he was the first engine to be created for the Thomas range. Let me give you a hint. He's a tender engine, alright? Right, there's his tender. There's a Gordon. James. It's Edward. Yes, Edward is one of my favorite, one of my second favorite characters. First one is Billy. Now, I really like my wooden railway. It's the only Edward I had. I thought I had a another Edward toy. It was like a Kinder Surprise I have, but it was actually a Railway Series Gordon because I had two Gordons, one of which had the number and a Percy. So, anyways, this is my wooden railway Edward, my currently only character. Now, what's special about this? It was from the hold on, it's the Tommy Rage, the Tommy Rage. It's when Tommy, when they retired making Trackmaster Trackmaster Thomas stuff. They gave it to Mattel or Fisher Price. I don't really remember. I think Entertainment. So since they're making motorized engines in Japan, they're still making Tomy Playrail in Japan, which is pretty nice. They decided to continue the wooden railway range, which the models look fantastic. It was just the face that they didn't get correctly. Now, even though this doesn't really look like an Edward face, it really sticks out to me. This is one of my first models I have. So you can see with the tender, there's a lot of screech and scraps. Now, you may wonder to yourself, but doesn't Edward has 8 wheels instead of 4? Well, Wooden Railway does this thing where instead of making the whole engine, like having 2 wheels at the front and 2 wheels, like over here, and then make the model bigger. No, they only made the wheels where where the piston was, where that silver line was. Which is why Gordon, instead of having 8 wheels, and then 2 in the front, so 5. No, they made 4 wheels because the pistons, the side rods, were there. So yeah, let's talk about Edward. Now, Edward first appeared in the first Railway Series book, the 3 Railway Engines. And he was one of the first engines created. You may have thought because Thomas's number 1, he was the first engine made. I mean, the show's named after him. But no, Edward was the first engine alongside Henry, the green tender engine, the number 3, and Gordon, the express engine, number 4. So, yeah, then he appeared as one of the main characters. But then in Mattel wanted to piss us Thomas fans, so they kicked Edward. They kicked Edward, and they kicked Henry as well to make room for Nia and Rebecca. Which I like Rebecca, but I don't know why they had to kick a original Steam Team member, because Edward was a railway series railway engine. He was part of the Steam Team ever since the railway was built. So yeah, that's it. Now let's talk about Edward. Now Edward is based on a Furness Railway K2, which is what he's based on. So let's talk about the model, the tender. So here we have the boiler, the smoke box, the cab, and the wheels. The paint job looks pretty nice. The tag here says LCCNN002, so I think it was made in 2002. It says on the wheel somewhere. DO2112WGOO Tomy SO403SAUK. So it's made in the UK. Let me see the tag. So it says Galen Thomas Limited, 2003 P19, China. So this was made in China. It was made in 2003. So yeah. Let's talk tender. Now the tender is pretty noticeable as Gordon's and James' tender. Let me find their tenders. One sec. Alright, found a tender. So this is James's tender and this is Gordon's tender. So you can tell they use the same tender just with different colors. Like for Edward and Gordon, they use the same tender and just changed the number. I have the CGI Gordon from 2012. So yeah, the number looks weird. I mean, they did use the same tender for the first Wood Railway models of Gordon, Henry, and James, because at the time, Wooden Railway and I was going to put it without saying, and the Railway series gave Henry a flower tender. This is what's called a flower tender, instead of his original tender. I have his tender right here. This is what Henry's tender looks like. This is from the 2012 Henry's tender. I don't have Henry. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to find him. And if I do find him, I'll just customize this as a truck. Yay. Or just break in pieces, I don't know. This is what Henry's tender looks like. It's what the actual Black 5 looks like. And they gave him a flower tender, which is also what they did in the Railway series. But the TV series gave him a, like, kind of a blocky tender. Yeah. But anyways, this is the start of Edward, not Henry. I only have Trackmaster Henry. Sorry. So, anyways, the color looks great. It really looks like Edwardy. The face could use some help, but hey, it was Tommy that they didn't really make the face. Like if you search for Tommy Wooden Railway, the faces looks awful. But for the narrow gauge engines, if you look at Tommy narrow gauge engines, the narrow gauge engines like Sir Handel, Peter Sam, and Rusty, they look pretty good. So, anyways, tell me what you think of the mod of Edward. Tell me who's your favorite character if you like Thompson Friends, and tell me what to review next. Remember, this is a new series. I'm not planning to make like full season, like full show. I'm just doing this for fun. So yeah. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Hold on. Just need to do something real quick. Alright. So, have a wonderful and beautiful day, or a beautiful night. It's like 9:20. And I'll see you lads next time. This is Miguel the Tank Engine, signing out. I also did this.